What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Nerfherder Council. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Happy holidays, So I am your host, JT. With me are Steve and AJ. What is up, guys? How's it going?
What up?
Steve, nice to have you back, man.
Yeah, I'm alive still.
Fix your audio. Fix your audio, AJ. You're like not talking through the mic. Sounded like you're like all the way across the room.
It sounded like a laptop mic.
Yeah. There we go.
I might actually be using a laptop mic. Let's find out.
I think you are.
Actually, John, while he's fixing that, speaking of festive, let me see if I can get this to work here. If I point down, there's
You got him.
there's 3PO and Yoda, so I'm very festive tonight.
You got him plugged in. Nice. Nice.
Usually they just sit down here and collect dust, and I'm like, yeah, it's Christmas. Plug them in, right?
Why not, man? Put it to good use. All right. So what do you got, AJ?
All right, I think I'm fixed, right?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah, a lot better. So,
The best I got, it'll have to do.
yeah, well, all right, yeah. My festivity tonight comes out of a glass. So
Yeah, I just messaged you before. I was like, crap. I'm like, the next time we talk will be the 6th of January. So I'm like, I need to go get booze to go do a New Year's shot. And then I'm like, crap. I'm like, it's 8:14. I'm like, I'm not even going to run upstairs and deal with it.
right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So
So if
Well-
I got a booze run, let me know. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
yeah, that's right. AJ's got that handy location going for him right across the street. So
Yeah, right.
Or my living room over there.
oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I don't know whose is closer, yours or mine. I've got mine about 10 feet away as well. So
Friends are smart. They're going to get me bottles for Christmas.
nice. All right. So we did have a topic tonight that we wanted to talk about. Hey, what's up, KJ? How's it going, man? So we are going to hit on an actual topic, but
Yeah, we're going to try that.
spoiler alert right off the bat. If you have not seen the season finale of The Mandalorian, we have to address this
Yeah,
at least for a few minutes.
it's been long enough. If you haven't seen it yet, you deserve to get spoiled by us right now.
And at least we're warning you. So we are
Yeah,
warning
exactly.
you. So I am literally the only dummy on the planet who did not put two and two together that was going to be Luke Skywalker when the single X-Wing flew into the hangar. I thought everybody else like you didn't. I'm like, no, I thought there was like some big squadron going to come behind. There'd be some big battle or something.
Like I was sitting there and I was kind of doing something else. I really wasn't like 100% into it, honest to God. And then I heard it like, and I was like, they're like, oh, one whole X-Wing showed up. Cool. And
What's up, Joe?
I was like, I wasn't 100%, but I even sat there and I was like, Luke? Question mark?
Yeah.
Like, I think I said it kind of like,
maybe?
yeah, like I kind of said it like, that's what I'm thinking, but there's no way that that's actually it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thrown off because I thought like how are they going to do Luke Skywalker in live action from what would it be like 1988 Mark Hamill, right? So
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Well, and also he's like the biggest Star Wars character ever, damn near. And you're not thinking they're just going to bring him into a TV show. I mean, I was like, okay, I was thinking when Grogu was doing the whole Force call on the Rock, I was thinking like Cal Kestis or one of the maybe they would actually do the whole Mace Windu survived thing. Like, okay, but I mean, Luke Skywalker, you're just like, what the heck?
I thought he was talking to Kit Fisto.
The green saber ignites, everyone loses their mind. Then he pulls the hood back and it's Kit Fisto, and everyone just completely goes crazy. Like, the hell with this show, it sucks. Like,
Yeah!
I was gonna say everybody but AJ would have hated that. AJ would have been like, yes. So
Or he was talking to crap. What I had the joke and I forgot his name. The guy from the robot chicken that had to go get the pizzas for the
Yariel Poof.
Yeah. The whole time Baby Yoda's talking to Yariel Poof through the forest.
He's
Game when Mjolnir came back, and I was the only guy in the theater going, "Yeah, Mjolnir's back!"
yes, yeah.
Came out this time, I was like, "Yeah, green lightsaber!"
Dude. Yeah, no, I mean, when it's funny because like I have a couple buddies of mine that are like, they work second shift. And so I wake up on Friday mornings to text messages from both of them like, oh my God, it's so good. And both of them, and this is at like 5:30 in the morning. So the show's only been out, you know, we're on the East Coast, so 2.5 hours for us. And I got both of them just going, don't go online. Don't go online. It's already spoiled. Apparently, places were already spoiling it within a few hours of it being out. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like major news outlets, oh, Luke Skywalker, or having a picture or something. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, I'm really glad. Like I said it in our group thread that I was like, man, all day on Friday, I was avoiding spoilers like friggin' Neo in the Matrix, dude. Like I really avoided everything all day, and I luckily got through the entire day without getting anything spoiled for me. So that was fun.
That's awesome. There we go. What's up, Rural Farm Boy? Good to see you again. Thanks for stopping by.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, yes, I wanted to bring this up. So, although Rouge One is not a movie, but there you go. It's my grammar Nazi. But, anyways, yeah, that was one thing that I did catch right off the bat was how they did the hallway scene. They kind of did the Luke version as opposed to the Vader version from Rogue One. So I thought that was great. It was the good guy version of just kicking as much ass as possible. And the way they just do that stuff, the parallels that they draw in some of this writing is just so good. So, I mean, I was just totally thrilled. So, I mean, AJ, did you know right away, like with the single X-Wing?
No, my dumbass thought it was Ahsoka.
Really? Okay.
Just because
it kind of makes sense since she was already
everybody back. Yeah. The last episode always brings back everybody introduced. So I was like, all right, who haven't we seen? Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right.
And I was thinking that's kind of a dumb swerve because she already met him once and she's like, no, I can't. It was like for 5 seconds, I felt like the dumbest person on the planet. I was like, that makes no sense, you moron.
Well, she's like that dude in Family Guy. Like, I can't go help train the kid. I can't help. Okay, I can help train the kid. Like,
yeah.
So yeah,
comes out. I beg you to reconsider.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I the whole thing just blew me away. I mean, the rest of the episode was awesome as well. But I mean, it's amazing because it was such a good episode throughout, and yet the whole thing is just overshadowed by Luke Skywalker. I mean, that holy crap moment. You're just like, I mean, I was totally enthralled, and I'm like, I got to watch this again because I don't remember what the hell happened prior to the last like 3 minutes of the episode. I was so into the Luke reveal, I just couldn't think straight.
Yeah, so, like honestly, I've been trying to figure out a way to like actually put this into words, and I still can't do it. I don't know if the right words are to say I've never hated a show as much as I love this thing, or I've never loved something as much as I hate it right now. Because like The Mandalorian is such a great show, but honestly, the biggest part of it was, and I think we touched on it before, was that it was set during a certain time with characters that we had not seen before.
Yeah.
And part of it actually for me is getting taken away. As much as the Luke thing was amazing, the Ahsoka thing was amazing, Dad Bod Boba Fett is cool, like all that stuff is cool, but like it almost seems like I don't like the idea of shoehorning all of these original trilogy characters into the show. Like it was good enough as it is, so like I don't know how I feel about all this stuff. As cool as all of it was, I just don't ultimately know how I feel about all these characters getting introduced into this. So it's like I'm really torn on what's going on with it right now, and it's like, and I love the Luke thing, I love the Ahsoka thing. The Boba Fett thing for me is kind of meh, because honest to God, the character sucked, and it really seems like really crazy fan service that they're trying to.
All right, well, we'll bring Steve back in as soon as he's done talking crazy. So
you know I'm right.
Dude, I'm right. was awesome. Are you kidding me?
He in the original movies, no. He literally flew into the side of a wall and got ate by a sarlacc. He had no redeeming qualities in the friggin' movies whatsoever.
Steve, let me jump in for a second here, Steve. JT, do you have something you want to say to me?
No.
Maybe something that starts with "I'm sorry, mistaken, wrong."
What do I have to be sorry, mistaken, wrong for?
For the last 3 shows, you gave me shit about crapping on Boba Fett, and it's Steve the whole time. You're the wrong guy.
No, I think this is the first time I voiced it, actually. So
yeah. You know
but
what?
like, honestly,
I'm gonna remove you both.
Sleep raging the whole time.
I'm doing this stuff solo.
All this stuff is really cool, but I feel like it's too much of a fan service because honestly, you can like the character, but he was useless in the movies. And now they're really trying to make him be some amazing, like, kick-ass character that it seems like, no, mine is permanent, so it's like, I don't like it seems like it's too much catering to the fanboys, and I don't like that either. Like, it's almost like we've talked about it before that the vocal minority is writing the show almost right now. Like, as good as it is, it's like you could have introduced anybody, but you chose to bring Boba Fett out of the asshole of the Sarlacc and say, not only is he alive, but now he's the most kick-ass person in the freaking galaxy out of nowhere. Like, it's odd, and it's I don't know how I feel about it. It's weird. Like, let me see the whole series that they're making for it and make a new determination on that. I don't know.
I completely disagree, but that ties into something I want to hit on later on. We get into our actual topic. But that it does. Rural Farm Boy, brings up, speaking of Boba Fett, Fat Bib Fortuna.
That was hilarious. that was actually hilarious.
Yeah.
And even I was sitting there during that whole end scene credits, and I'm like, why are you standing on that portion of the floor?
Yeah.
We all know what goes on there. Boba Fett himself stands on it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Come on.
I was so excited about it that for a second, a split second, I was like, oh, the Rancor. Like, no, dummy, the Rancor is dead. Like
there's got to be something down there.
All he would do is fall down and break an ankle.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, dude.
I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to severely ruin your day by opening the trap door.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the fan servicey stuff. Because I don't think that it's overshadowing the story.
And normally I'm okay with the fan service too. It's just over the years, too many loudmouth fanboys are the Boba Fett ones usually on the internet, and I feel like it's a little too much catering to make Boba Fett this kick-ass, because he was absolutely amazing in every episode that he was in. It's like he almost went from useless to over kick-ass, and it's just kind of strange.
Well, all right, so since we're getting into that, let's and this ties into something I wanted to bring up with our actual topic. Let's get into that. Like, so I had the idea, since it's Christmas and everyone's in the spirit of giving and everything, someone at work the other day used the term "the gift that keeps on giving," and I was like, wonder how that applies to Star Wars stuff. So I kind of wanted to, like, just have us kind of get into stuff for us, like, there's obvious things like Rogue One we could use, but I want to start this off. Like, I know for me, and this Boba Fett thing is one of them, the writing team's what seems to be continued ability to bring old school stuff in and tie it into the new canon and make things all cohesive. Boba Fett being a perfect example. Like, everyone said, how is he this badass? He has like three minutes of screen time. Well, then they bring him into the Mandalorian, and now he is a badass, and it explains a lot of the backstory, and it's seamless, and it doesn't step over the story of the Mandalorian, but it is enhanced what our perception of the character, and it kind of backs up what a lot of us Boba Fett fanboys had in our minds, in terms of like what we thought this guy was. So for me, that's something that's great because they just keep doing it over and over and over again. Especially, right now it's with the Mandalorian, so I can't wait to see what they do with all these other shows that they're going to be doing.
I just can't get past how bad that armor fits on him now.
It isn't that bad.
No, it's pretty bad.
Well, okay, he's like, I don't think he's fat. I think he's like a normal build, but I just think he was so damn skinny. The actor was so damn skinny in the original trilogy. Yeah,
no, it's a good way to put it though, because like Tamora Morrison was never in the armor before, so this is the first time we're actually seeing the actor have to wear the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just had a skinnier dude playing him before. Oops,
Oh, we saw him in the Django armor, and it was. But I don't think it's that different. I don't know.
Did the original armor, and it probably didn't because it was the 80s, but did the original armor have the Knight Rider chest light going back and forth on it before, or is that something new? Because I totally have never noticed it before till that last episode.
Are you talking about the digits on?
Yeah.
No, that was on there before.
Okay, because I've never noticed that light going back and forth before. I was like, I wonder if that's actually new or what the hell because he did go get a nice new paint job on it, so maybe getting other upgrades could have been a thing.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool. Finally, someone in Star Wars actually repainted something.
Yes. Yeah. And that's just and that is part of it for me. It's like, okay, not only do you have Boba Fett, but it's not just dingy beat up Boba Fett. Now it's like, hey, he cleaned it up and like took care of his stuff. Like he cares about his toys, Boba Fett. I thought that was awesome. I love that. So
and you noticed it really like super right away too. They were just like they almost overshowed it in that first shot to go, yeah, that's new paint.
It actually looks weird, doesn't it? Like we're so used to seeing it weathered and beat up. I'm like, it looks like someone's cosplaying for the Mando Mercs, but they just haven't quite finished it yet.
Yeah.
They haven't finished the process of weathering it.
Exactly.
Right. Like I got my base colors down. Now I just got to add the patina.
Yep.
Right. All right. So what do you guys have for something for you? And again, if you want to make it a major thing, that's cool. But I was kind of thinking of kind of like under the radar things, at least for me personally. Like what do you have that is just something that gets you every time, keeps getting better and better?
It's the volume. That digital stage is such a breakthrough and so much in the spirit of ILM to innovate like that. And the show wouldn't be possible without it. So the fact that as we go on, like the scenery gets better and better because the technology is improving and they're getting used to working with it.
Yep.
And now they said they're going to use it for like the movies going forward, and even like other studios are going to start using it.
Yeah.
So, just think of all the shows and cool entertainment we're going to be getting just because someone decided to make a giant circular television, basically.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I was just talking to somebody about that last night. One of my friends actually is in the middle of season 1. It's amazing. I've talked to a few people like, oh, I just started The Mandalorian. I'm like, what the hell rock have you been living under? Like,
yeah.
So, but yeah, and they said, oh man, this is great. Like, how what locations did they film on? I said, barely any.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's a soundstage with this gigantic screen as a background, so I had to explain it. And I said the same thing. Like the amount of stuff, the stuff that they're gonna be able to do with this is, it's gonna be incredible. Because you can literally put anything up there, and it makes things so cost effective, or at least reasonably so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or else why would they all of a sudden be like putting all their eggs in the live action television basket?
Yeah, you can see why George Lucas loves this show, because this is exactly what he had in mind.
Yeah.
He wanted to do that whole Star Wars Underworld show, but he couldn't afford it. The technology wasn't ready. Now it is, and we're getting it. It's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny if you go online and you look up that they have that footage that was released of it's like the test footage of what would have been the live action.
Ooh, yeah, that was like a demo reel from a studio or something.
Yeah, and you obviously it wasn't finished, but you can tell it just putting them side by side, you can really see, the technology and how it's progressed. It's crazy.
Dude, the early 2000s CG, I'm sorry, the prequels are having a hard time keeping up at this point, and television budgets are even worse. I've been rewatching a couple shows on Netflix that came out like 2004-ish, and yeah, like at the time the visual effects were mind blowing, but now I'm like, yeesh. Like, even at 720p, that was like not good.
Well,
like even on DVD, you could tell that the graphics were not up to snuff, and like it hasn't gotten better with like 4K. So,
oh, you know what? Speaking of that, I have a side question to ask you guys. The local exchange has the Laserdisc versions of the original trilogy for $15 a piece right now. Should I buy that just as like a completist thing? I'm really thinking I should.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
I'm really thinking
absolutely.
I should.
Yeah, frame those things for Christ's sake. Just hang them up on the wall or something.
I could not believe when I saw that today. I was like, am I seeing this right? Like, am I really seeing this right? And apparently I was.
Yeah, you absolutely should grab those.
So I'm sorry, did you say those were the special editions or the original cut?
You know, now that I think about it, it might be it might be
timing wise. I don't know if Laserdisc was still a thing when the special editions came out.
It's got the different. It's got like A New Hope is like the magenta, and then Empire is the.
Those are the THX remaster. Those are not the special editions.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too, and so I was like, you know what, like, I got to.
Now you got to get a Laserdisc player because that's the only way you're going to see the original cut anymore.
I know. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, I got to do this. So
track down a Laserdisc player. That'd be amazing.
Could you imagine that?
With that big ass disc on that thing, dude.
Right.
Oh, you found the YouTube footage of this demo?
Yeah. I'm terrible at getting it like into the full screen, but let's see if I can do this here. There we go. It's close enough. Whatever. So, all right. So yeah, I mean, this doesn't look terrible. I mean, especially considering when it would have come out. I mean, we would have been stoked to see this on television, right?
I would have put up with it, sure.
Yeah. So I don't really have a problem with this. I don't know. Again, it's probably just me, but you know. All right, Steve. So what do you have as something, you know, a Star Wars gift that keeps on giving for you?
I'm gonna kind of cop out and just say the word Disney. I know I'm a shill for Disney, but the easy answer is we wouldn't have any more Star Wars if it wasn't for them. Right. Love or hate the movies, they wouldn't exist. And personally, for me, like, it's the inclusion of everything for for children and stuff. The fact that my son at 4 years old can watch the Star Wars blips, you know, on Disney Plus, which is like those 2-minute long things with BB-8, and he sits there and he knows BB-8 now. He knows Chewie. He knows R2-D2. He calls Porgs pigeons. You know, like, but he knows the characters and stuff already, you know, and it's like that little bit of inclusion to try to bring everybody in, like that's really nice, you know, as a parent and everything, to have that. You know, the fact that Roland have some of these characters, you know, he doesn't give a crap about Luke or Darth Vader or anything yet, but you show him BB-8 rolling down the hallway, like even those things on Disney Plus, the one day at Disney things, like one of them is the prop guy at Lucas, and you know, he's got BB-8 in the giant box, and he puts them together and has the remote, and he's got them rolling down the hallways and stuff like that. And to watch him get all excited about that and stuff, I'm like, dude, that's just really cool. And honestly, if it wasn't for Disney ponying up as much cash as they did to do all this stuff, none of this exists. You know, we're not talking about The Mandalorian. We're still rehashing the same crappy conversations about 6 movies and what could have been and stuff like that. You know, so you can hate the 3 movies all you want, but at the same point, the majority of the people that scream that they hate the movies are the same ones that are beating down doors for The Mandalorian and the new Boba Fett show and what they did with Ahsoka and Luke. And you know, you take the good with the bad, you know? So I'm a Disney shill, I get it, but that's my thing, and they're going to keep giving because they're not going to they're not gonna fucking stop ponying up the cash for this anytime soon. So
right. Yeah, no, I would agree with that, as much as it's like a broad answer. It is, I mean, the content seems to keep getting better and better. Say what you want about the sequel trilogy, but there was some cool stuff in there. And, you got, Rogue One and Solo and The Mandalorian.
Absolutely.
And, the shows that they've announced all look like they're going to be pretty cool. And again, I go back to the way they're tying things together. Like they're and to your point, they're doing a lot of stuff to keep kids, involved with it. But I think it's still interesting to us as adults as well. So they're really bridging gaps very well.
Yeah.
So,
those little Star Wars blips things are just as funny for us to watch as they are a 4-year-old. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's. I wish I had Star Wars blips to show my girls when they was young. And Steve,
Yeah, he absolutely loves those things. Like, the worst part about it is how Disney Plus operates, and it's like you either have to keep the controller on to keep selecting the next one, or you have to wait like 18 seconds for the next little minute-long episode to start. Either way, it's annoying. But and the fact that there's only like 9 of them, you turn on Disney Plus and immediately Roland's like, "Can I watch BB-8?" And it's like, all right, buddy, whatever, let's watch it. And he started.
Works for me.
Like, I love the one where BB-8 and the other droids are sitting there and they're like telling stories about how cool R2-D2 is, and then R2 goes rolling behind them and they all shut up real quick and start staring at him go by, and then they start freaking out. The Gonk droid falls over and starts smoking and stuff.
Fanboying over R2, we've all done that.
Yeah. It's hilarious, dude. They need like 1,000 more of those things I could keep watching with Roland on Disney Plus. ASAP, knock it out. Let's go.
So if any of you guys in the comments have anything you want to throw in here, like a Star Wars gift that keeps on giving, let us know. We'll pull that up and talk about that.
The gift that keeps giving for me is Kylo Ren shirtless. Ben Swolo.
I was just about to say Ben Swolo. I think I'm trying not to go with anything huge, but I do, and we only have 2 of them, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say the live action films that don't fall under the umbrella of the Skywalker saga, because Rogue One was awesome, Solo was awesome, and this Rogue Squadron, apparently it's a brand new story. Is
that going to be a movie or a series?
It's a movie. That's the next movie. Yeah. So, I never in a million years thought that I would see a Star Wars movie that didn't have, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo and all that involved. And to get these outside stories and actually give a crap about them the way I do the others, it's just awesome. And I said it about Rogue One, and it applies to Solo too. Those movies just get better and better with constant rewatches, and it's I love it. I love it. You need to watch more content, Rule or Fanboy, if we're a gift that keeps on giving. but thank you for the compliment, man. That's awesome. We appreciate you saying that. That is awesome. So we got Joseph Wren. Jon Favreau, the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah. In the MCU and everything and all the other stuff he's done. Yeah. I completely agree
just
with
watched
that.
Elf the other night. So
there you go. Oh, hey, what's up, cuz? So our cousin John Favreau? What Favreau? Man. But boy, you look at that.
I'm trying to think of a grammar Nazi joke for you, and I can't do it right now.
That's all right. Boy, butchered those guys. Anyway, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are the Star Wars gift that keeps on giving, literally. I would agree. And I mean, considering that they're in charge of, other stuff coming up, I mean, you have to think the future is incredibly bright.
Yes.
And it makes sense, because if all these different shows are supposed to tie together, at least some of them, then it makes sense to have, the same creators on them so that they can make sure that, the timelines and the logistics and everything.
Yeah, and we've spoken about it before with one of the problems that we thought the movies was not having the cohesive line of the same director. And it's like now they're fixing it by having these same guys involved in all the projects, so everything will have the same story without having to butt heads with somebody else. And it sucks that the 3 movies kind of had to die to figure out this problem, but it seems like they figured out the problem. So yeah, again, good with the bad.
Well, I mean, I guess it shows that they learned from the mistake of not doing it that way.
Yep.
So I mean that's good. Mm-hmm. It's not like they're just going to keep doing that. Like, no, we're just going to write on the fly. Like, well, what the hell good is that going to do you?
Yeah.
So
gift that keeps giving. Blue milk.
Yeah, right. So Eric
drunken Obi-Wan Kenobi and drunken Aunt Peru and Uncle Owen with the blue milk.
That was one of the funniest things. I know I shouldn't like self-gloss, but man, when we were talking about them catching on fire because of the blue milk, that was funny. That was funny. So Eric Geyer, what's up, man? Good to see you again. He said, Star Wars gift that keeps on giving is a complete mess. That's the Skywalker family. They just take out the issues on the entire universe. It's kind of hard to argue.
It's very true.
Skywalkers and Palpatine.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Rey buried the saber. She's like, I'm heading this off at the pass. We're done with this.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing any more of this. Like, not getting into this with people. Oh my gosh.
It's like intergalactic witness protection program. She just buried the saber hilts.
Yeah.
It's gone.
And that old lady watched her and just goes over and digs them back up.
Yeah.
Just heads over. There's like an
she tried to run away.
That's true.
She tried to run away in Force Awakens. She's like, I don't want any of this crap. And then finally, 2 movies later, she was able to do it.
Sure, yeah. Brave Sir Robin ran away. Bravely ran away.
No, I didn't.
I never. Man, we have the stupidest references on this show. We really have the dumbest references on our show. Oh my gosh.
Oh, come on, that's good stuff. I got to get our father to quote Life of Brian last night on a phone call. So
that's a great one.
Apple don't fall apart from the tree.
Yeah. Where's the fetus going to gestate? In a box? Look at just a friend. Who knew? Putting one person in charge of the overall story. A good idea. Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
It's a novel friggin' idea,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Think about it. This is the original formula. You've got one overarching story, so it's already mapped out in advance, like George Lucas had. But he cycled through directors the same way the Mandalorian changes directors per episode.
Yeah.
So you still get like a cohesive through line, but you get like different styles and different abilities. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I completely agree. The director change thing. It's like there's a different feel and vibe to each episode, even though the story is cohesive. It's pretty cool. That's, to me, that's very original trilogy, because
it's kind of like a testing pool too. Because you notice like when something works out, they bring them back.
Yeah. I mean,
like, is it Deborah Chow doing all of the Kenobi?
Yeah. Deborah Chow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with you. Joseph Scott one. There it is. We can just end the discussion right there. The gift that keeps on giving, the Millennium Falcon.
All right, cool. We're done.
Yep.
Peace.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Talk to you guys on the 6th.
Oh my gosh. All right, AJ. So what do you got? What else do you have?
Well, Chris totally stole mine because I was going to debate between Favreau and Filoni. Because
I
don't know. What do you think? Filoni or Favreau? Who's done more lately? Because it's easy to say Filoni because of the Clone Wars, but The Mandalorian apparently was all Jon Favreau's idea. So it's really hard to say which one is better because they're both so influential. What do you think?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Filoni for the sole reason that he's the one that has to. Favreau can come in there and he can go, I want to do this. But Filoni has to be the one to go, okay, well, here, this is kind of Star Wars. This isn't. This would be a good idea. This would not. So I think he's kind of like a gatekeeper. And I think he keeps it from going off the rails into territory that would kind of suck, where other people would be like, well, I think Star Wars should be this, and I'm going to do that. And it's like, well, pump the brakes. So I think I would lean towards Filoni on that.
Yeah, if he's getting the final say on all that, and like you said, kind of keeping it in line, yeah, I'd go with that because he's still going to be the hierarchy that's allowing it to get to the screen. So
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. He takes some of the weirdest ideas and actually makes them work, right? Like Ahsoka period is such a mind-blowing concept if you walk it back to when it was introduced by George. You know, like Anakin didn't have a Padawan, and now all of a sudden we got to make a show where this Padawan we never heard of is the main character.
Yeah,
and he made it work. Like she's one of the most beloved characters in the fandom now.
Yep.
So if you can pull that off, and then like this Bad Batch show coming out, I don't think we really needed any more Clone Wars stuff, but I'm on board for it, even though I didn't really like the Bad Batch as a concept, because it's Filoni. You know it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
He's got that pedigree now. And he did the Ahsoka episode this season of The Mandalorian too, didn't he?
That's
I don't know.
Kinda,
I honestly didn't even pay attention to that, so I don't know.
Wow.
If he did or
Yeah.
he directed 1 or 2 episodes this season. So I swear it's got to be the Ahsoka episode. I mean, who else is going to?
Yeah, right. Who directed?
I mean, you'd think so. You know, it came from his show, so you'd think it would be.
That would seem to make sense. Yeah, Dave Filoni. Yeah, I mean, it was obvious, but I just wanted to make sure before we were like, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's totally him. And then everyone's correcting us. No, stupid. Actually, it was not him. Yep. See, there you go. Rural Farm Boy he said, we've read Dave Filoni say you can't do that in Star Wars. Yeah. My cousin wants me to put space whales up here, and I said, absolutely not. That's in the show description.
Well,
space whales.
We considered having him on the show at some point, but I think he just got banned, right?
Yeah. If I can remove Steve for a few seconds for dissing Boba Fett, I can make sure my cousin never makes it close to the stream.
Nobody disses the Fett.
Yeah. Did you guys see
There's the gift that keeps giving. Fanboys.
Yeah. Have you seen the fanboys meme that it's like a picture on top, picture on the bottom, and the picture on top is Boba Fett in the Mandalorian, and then the bottom one is the three of them outside the party and fanboys, and it's going, I'm sorry, I apologize, I was wrong. Like I'm like, that is fantastic. Oh my gosh. All right, Steve, what do you have?
I don't know. I'm gonna go back to Fanboys again. Shit, I just watched that not that long ago too. Still love that movie. It still holds up, man.
What the hell are you doing to that ham sandwich, boy? Yeah, that.
Oh man.
For anybody watching this that has not seen Fanboys, you have to go watch Fanboys. That movie is.
You don't hot Trek. Why do you have the phaser in the case?
To suss out Trekkie bitches like yourself. So get the hell off of our land.
Like you live in your mom's garage. Carriage house.
Carriage house.
JT, tell me that's in our Google Play library, right?
Should be.
Because I don't have it on DVD, so that's the only way I'm going to be able to watch it.
Yeah, just put it this way. I keep adding to our Google Play library, and you've done squat all to help. So I'm about $250 ahead of you at this point.
Well, you see how much I use it. I don't even know what's in there, so that's all fine.
That and the Amazon list. I just added 3 Marx Brothers movies to my digital movie collection the other day. So that's how much I'm doing it. Yeah,
I'm gonna just keep this one over here, AJ.
Yeah,
nice.
I like sweater yams.
You want to take off your shirt?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a good one, Steve. That is definitely.
Yeah, dude, I still remember the absolute shit show that we went through collectively trying to find a theater to go see that in when it came out. Because like 3 theaters across the entire damn country, it felt like, was carrying that thing.
Didn't we see it at Cedar Lee?
Oh, dude, we went out for it.
I think it was Cedar Lee. It was over on the east side.
Yeah, we had to travel for that thing, and it was well worth it.
I remember looking up news about that movie forever because it kept getting delayed and they wouldn't put it out. And I'm like, oh, come on, you got to put this movie out. And finally, when they're like, yeah, limited release, we're like, we are not missing this.
Yeah.
And boy, it did not disappoint, man. That movie is just so full of even the tiniest little Easter eggs. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when they crash the van through the billboard and it makes the shape of
the
Vader.
Vader.
Yeah, with the tail light.
It hits the nitrous and it screams like R2.
Right?
Yeah.
It's hyperspeed.
I'm going to put that one up there right next to Solo 2. They need to make Fanboys 2 happen.
Yeah.
I don't care that these guys are like 15 years older now than when they filmed the first one. It's going to work. Obviously, there's going to be one guy missing, but it is what it is. But everybody else can show up. It's really okay.
Right? The Jar Jar Binks tattoo, right? That guy's going to be the shit. I am telling you.
The dark side.
Oh my gosh, I love that people have seen that. I'm glad we're not the only ones. That is so. I like that they're having screenings of it at Celebration.
Yeah,
because that just needs to be
like that shows you how good it was. That it's like the only thing outside of the Star Wars universe that they'll allow to be shown at Celebration. Yeah,
Rural Farm Boy hashtag make Fanboys 2 happen. Get
Absolutely.
it going, man. Let's make it go viral. We'll get.
By the time we're done tonight, we'll have 4 whole tweets on it. So we're off to a good start.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So my next one, I don't know if this is an obvious one, but I'm going with Celebration because that is, you know, I mean, we've talked about it. By the way, speaking of Celebration, one of the upcoming episodes we're actually going to have a guest on. I believe might be 2. There's on Amazon Prime, there's a documentary called Real Fans of the Saga. And it's these 4 or 5 dudes from Chicago, and they kind of document, it's like a reality show they made about their trip to Anaheim in 2015. And it's cool as hell. So
you said it's on Prime?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. There's 8 episodes.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. It's really fun. And so I actually met one of the guys in the show, and I've talked to him offline a bunch, and I asked him if he wanted to come on and talk about the show. And then there's supposedly another season. There's a whole bunch of other episodes that just aren't completed. So I want to have him on, and the guy that actually came up with it and created it, this guy named Chris, who I think I sat close to on a plane coming back from one of the celebrations, because he has like a documentary film about the filming locations of Star Wars, if I remember right. And I was talking to him about that. So, but anyway, so we'll have a guest on talking about that. But yeah, Celebration. Again, I don't know if this is an obvious one, AJ. You can tell me whether or not it's, you know, I just think that you keep, I don't know. It's just like you meet so many cool people, and it's like, as the years go by, you remember more and more stuff because you obviously don't remember much while you're there.
At least the way we do it.
Yeah, that's that would be a reality show in and of itself. The Nerfherder Council drunk at Celebration. God, that'd be.
Yeah. I've sent many a text messages to you guys. It's like, oh, hey, are you guys in the room for the thing or whatever? And you guys send a text message back. Oh no, we're still in the hotel room. We're watching the live stream, and it's like, the fuck?
Like rolling out of the rack at like 10:30. Like, let's catch the live stream, man. Like,
yeah, well, we stayed out till 8 a.m., so we weren't going to make the 10 o'clock.
Well, it's true. I mean, and that's the thing, is that it's like you like we act like morons when we're at that thing, but at least, you know, we still see everything. But you meet a ton of cool people. You have a bunch of insane experiences. You know, I mean, Jeremy Bullock just passed, and I met him at the hotel restaurant in Anaheim.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that was a very big bummer. But you know, Celebration, like, we were at the hotel bar, and I was just BSing with some random guy, and we got talking about music, and he said something. Oh, I hear there's a guy playing live music here in the hotel somewhere, and we're like, oh, let's go find him. So we didn't want to go traipsing through the restaurant, so we look, and there's like this divider, and then the wall. And the space between was maybe like 10 feet wide. So we're like, okay, we figured it was a walkway. So we go barreling around the corner and instantly find ourselves looking at like 3 private tables, like 2 tops. And we're standing right into Jeremy Bullock's face. So we're like, and I go, holy crap, Jeremy Bullock. And he goes, hey, how's it going? Are you enjoying Celebration? I'm like, yeah, Celebration's great.
You're just
yeah.
like,
yeah. Well, I didn't know what to say. So, I was like, hey, didn't want to interrupt your dinner or anything. He goes, no, it's cool. Thanks for being polite. It's like, you want a picture? I was like, yeah, I want a picture. So, those sorts of random things happen. Like, we got hammered with Ray Park at the bar, and the next day during his panel, he's doing this martial arts thing, and he literally says, man, this is a lot easier when you're not hungover like crazy. Like
you and AJ are high-fiving the crowd. He's talking about us.
It was. I was like, that's my fault. That's because of me. Like, I did that.
You're just hitting people you don't know in the crowd. Hey, he's talking about me.
Right?
Me.
Look at this. All right, Steve. Apparently you're getting shouted out by Steve Sanchez. Right. So there you go.
I know. I just texted him and told him to go away. No. No, I said hi. I was very nice.
But yeah, I mean,
Farm Boy 501st. Didn't know that.
Oh, there you go. Rural Farm Boy. Do you still have a TK number, or what? Were you a TK, or AJ is an AR. He is an ARC trooper, so he's got. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, show the number.
Yeah. I'll say there for anyone who doesn't know, I've got. Come on, camera. There we go.
All right, there it is.
Come on, there we go.
This is taking forever,
guys. This is very hard.
It's technology. It's hard for old people. We know.
You can tell he's an Imperial. His aim sucks.
Right? Hey, I was a Republic Commando. Damn it!
All right.
What about last year when John Boyega came up as a real big fan and wanted to take a picture with you, John?
Oh, yeah,
that was nice.
Oh my Lord! I almost missed that one. But yeah,
I totally put that on Twitter, and I was like, man, I'm like they're really swamping us guys for pictures out here.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, John Boyega.
It's cool.
Yep, John Boyega ended up on the show floor, and I was one of the first people to get up there. And this huge crush happened, and I managed to get a selfie with him. So he was taking pictures with people, and so okay. So Joseph Wren wants the full getting drunk with Darth Maul story. It's kind of short, but again, this was in Anaheim in 2015, and we went to the hotel bar, and we're hanging out. We look over, and Ray Park is over there, tying one on, and he's just BSing with somebody. And I walked over, just talking to a fan or two, and I was like, "Hey, man, what's going on?"
This is the Wednesday before Celebration, right? This is the
no, I think this was like Thursday, because his panel, I want to say, was Friday at like Friday 11 o'clock ish, 12 o'clock ish. It was like early in the day. So
okay, I just assumed it was Wednesday because that's the day that everybody, the pre-show vibe is everybody just gets ripped.
Yeah,
like that's the party night.
Yeah, but so I walked over and I was like, "Hey, man, can I buy you a shot?" And he goes, "F you." I was like, "Oh, geez." It's like, "I'm gonna buy you a shot." I'm like, "All right." So he bought me a shot, and I'm like, "Well, I gotta get you back." He's like, "Okay." And he was getting pretty drunk, and the next thing you know, we were just buying back and forth, and we ended up pretty tore up. it was bad. That was a high bar tab. But when do you get a chance? Like you said, when do you get a chance to say you got hammered with Darth Maul? I mean, that's like every Star Wars fan's like, if you're a partying alcoholic idiot, like it's every Star Wars fan's dream to do that. So
exactly. You're partying with actual Star Wars actors. You're not going to tap out.
Yeah.
The majority of every message I get from you guys while you're gone at Celebration usually begins with, "Well, when we were getting trashed at the bar at the hotel last night, ...
It's like during the day.
That was the worst thing about Anaheim 2015 was we had that liquor store like right down the street.
Oh God!
So if we didn't feel like paying hotel bar prices, we just went and paid and wasn't that giant handle of vodka on sale for like, I don't know, $30 instead of 40 or something?
It was a full handle of Smirnoff for $20.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were just God.
Yeah, and like you meet people and we're like, let's party, and then you just hang out in the room, you pass it around, and everyone's getting tore up. then you just go find stuff to get into. And there's always a party going on. There's always someone hanging out. I mean, it's a blast.
You know, I should go digging through my phone, JT. I think I might still have video of you trying to have a lightsaber battle at the last celebration in Chicago.
God. I felt like I looked so cool, and I did not. Take it easy, Rural Farm Boy. Thanks for checking out another episode, man. Appreciate it. May the force be with you as well. So,
yeah, you know, actually, another pop culture reference. You know what you remind me of in that video, JT? You look exactly like from Arrested Development. You look like the kid, Michael Cera's character, because there's this running gag of footage of him like using a broomstick as a lightsaber like, in the garage.
I have not seen
so
that joke.
Cool. Oh god, it's hilarious.
All right, so AJ, do you have another one?
Man, everything seems to keep coming back to Rogue One-ish type of things, but I gotta say that movie in particular, just because it's spawned so much cool stuff since then, right? Like you could either take it from like Saw Gerrera coming back in and being an awesome character, or just the high def era of OT Star Wars, like seeing stormtroopers in full high def, where like all the details are molded in like they should have been instead of stickers like they were on the original costumes, that kind of stuff. You know, all the modern lightsaber effects and everything. Like just Star Wars in HD is like the most glorious thing ever.
Yes.
And it seems like every time they give us something else, there's like something else cool and new to look at.
So,
like,
just say modern Star Wars cinematography, I guess.
Right.
It ties in with your comment about the volume, screen and.
Yeah, who'd have thunk that we enjoy the content we get now 45 years after it came out originally? Right.
So,
hey, there we go.
Yeah, George, what is up?
There, George? Nice.
What is up, George? Yeah, we met George and Alex. Was that Anaheim? I think it was Anaheim. In line, one of the lines, and it's because we were sharing booze, and I had sandwiches and chips and stuff, and then we hung out. Boy, we had some crazy times. But good to see you, George. I haven't talked to you in a long time, man. Tell Alex we said what's up.
Pour one out for the line queue now that it's all virtual.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, hey, I love the virtual queue. That's a great innovation, but you're not going to make friends in a virtual queue like we got, George and Alex there.
Yeah.
That's true.
Speaking of virtual queues, you know how they do like the lottery for stuff like the celebration exclusives and whatnot. And I won like 3 of them at the last celebration when they started this. I just won another one.
You had what? You had the episode 9 one. Didn't you have something for like the Black Series release or something like that?
I got 2 entries for the Black Series, so I got a pair. I got a pair of the celebration exclusives. Why did I just do this? It's like what an idiot. Anyway, hang 10 dudes. Yeah. So
and then you got a hat. You got an episode 9 hat.
I did. I got the hat because I won the lotto to get into the opening panel. I got into the what was the other big panel I got into? Oh, we got into the episode 1 panel. I won the Hasbro lottery to get the celebration exclusive Black Series, and now I just won a chance to buy the celebration exclusive Funko, the glow in the dark Obi-Wan, and I actually just bought it for a buddy of mine who a friend of my wife and I who sits behind us in the dog pound at Browns games. And he's a huge Funko collector. So when I got the email notification about this thing, I said, hey, do you want me to enter this lottery for you? It's an exclusive. It's hard to get. Like, you can add it to your collection. He's like, yeah, I'll see if I win. Well, I got the email today that I won. Nice. But I also entered the lottery to get 4 complimentary Jedi Master Passes. So that's the one I'd really like to win. So, but, so anyways, so back to your comment about the cinematography, AJ, and all the cool stuff that Rogue One has given us. Cheer it Imwe and Baze Malbus, man. They gave us Cheer It. So
that really is your gift that keeps giving, because you hated that character leading up to that movie. You're like, what the hell is a blind guy with a stick going to accomplish in this movie? It makes no sense. And then we watch the movie and you're like, you almost had that look of defeat on your face that you were like, Yeah, that guy's kind of awesome.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that I liked that much. And that's the only thing. Like, I guess like people say, well, they all had to die. It's like, well, I didn't. Like, maybe some could have escaped. And I always hope, I wish that Sharon and Way would have survived, man. I would have loved to see more adventures with those characters. That would have been cool as hell. But
that's like how we obviously blindly walked through all that fire and just going, I am one with the Force. The Force is one with me.
Right.
Yeah, you're sitting there scoffing like, what can a blind guy do in Star Wars? And Rebels is like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Exactly.
When they put the bag over his head.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
That was one of the best lines in the history of Star Wars, right there.
It really was.
Yep. Yeah. They're definitely getting good at the humor.
And like I said, then he starts walking through all the blaster fire and stuff, and they could have threw another one-liner in there. They're like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? Sure, don't do that." And he just goes, "Have you seen these guys shoot?" And he just walks through the.
Yeah. He says,
he's like, "You're not gonna freaking hit me."
Right? I'm one with the Force. The Force with me. I'm with the. Wait, why am I doing this? Yeah. Like, what is the point? Will Williams or Nino, blind guy winning. Didn't see that coming. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right. So Steve, do you have one more for us? Or are you out?
I think I'm out. I'm too busy riffing off the rest of them to think of another one.
Right. All right. Well,
I'm just going to go with Star Wars animation then. Can we get a tip of the glass for Star Wars animation in general? Clone Wars season 7 was amazing.
Bad Batch. Yes.
By the way, does the Clone Wars season 7 not make like a ton more sense now? Like now that we know that they're doing an entire animated series in the style of Clone Wars again, because like everything in season 7 looked so good. I'm like, why are they spending all this money to just do like 12 episodes and shut it down?
Yeah.
Oh, because they're using all the stuff they built for Clone Wars season 7 to animate Bad Batch. So,
yeah. It's like a testing ground almost.
And I'm kind of with you, AJ, where you're like, do you need the Bad Batch series? No, it really doesn't. But at the same point, like I kind of like those guys for the couple episodes they were on. So I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of interested in watching this thing.
All right, so we have to answer this question because I can't believe my stepson is actually watching this. So his little avatar is our dog Valley upside down. All right, so this is my stepson.
I thought it was a bat, honestly.
No, that's Valley upside down. She's cute. All right, so my stepson.
What up, Dom? Miss you, buddy.
Yeah. All right, so my stepson Dom wants to. Do you guys like the combat of the original movies or the new movies more? Particularly the lightsaber battles and hand-to-hand combat and whatnot. Okay. I think it's easy to say the new stuff because it's quicker and more action-packed and everything.
And the choreography is going to be a hell of a lot better to work with in 2018, 2019 than what they had.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back to episode 4 and you look at that lame ass fight with Obi-Wan and Vader. Like that was a horrible lightsaber battle. But then you think about what we got in the throne room in episode 8 and Kylo and Rey on the remnants of the Death Star in 9, and you're like, wow, that's really up to the game of choreography for these things. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think like I say, it's easier to say that the new stuff is cool because it's faster paced and there's more cool moves and everything. But I think in the original trilogy, you had obviously the Luke and Vader fight from Empire, and it's slower. It kind of is there's more of a story being told, I think, rather than just and especially my favorite lightsaber battle, and AJ, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's yours as well, the Luke Vader fight at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is just so I mean, that's a hard one.
That's a good point, because in the original trilogy you had a really old Obi-Wan who was really just stalling for time. To get Luke and the gang time to escape. And then you had Luke and Vader fighting, and neither one. Okay, in the second one, Luke wasn't ready, and he still kind of sucked because he was new with all of it.
Yeah.
And then in the third one, he didn't want to kill him. Like there was hesitation on both sides.
Yeah.
So like, it's hard to really judge those fights because, like you said, it's all story based. So at no point was anyone fighting 100%.
Yeah, because it's like John said, it's a story, and they constantly kept stopping to add dialogue into everything too. And then again, you think of the throne room in episode 9, and there was none of it going on. It was just it was purely a visual thing. There was not really a story to be told in it. So yeah, that really is a tough question to answer, honestly.
The prequels had amazing lightsaber fights. The choreography was fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that.
Episode 1, yes, everything that involved Darth Maul. It was that whole scene. Like, the doors opening and closing thing, the laser door is actually, the more that I watch that movie, it's kind of weird. But, like, because you kept having that slowdown, but it's like you said before, it's telling that story. It's building everything between it, where now that you've gotten what you had from episode 8 and 9, you kind of sit there and go, man, I really wish they would have just had a longer fight in episode 1. And I get it. Like, but again, it's 99 versus, 2019 too. So it's,
well, I mean, and that's one of the interesting things is that, the Obi-Wan Qui-Gon Maul battle from Phantom Menace it's amazing, but that one is really just two sides trying to kick each other's ass up until Qui-Gon gets gored. Whereas, you take something like, AJ, you mentioned the prequels, like you take something like,
Mustafar?
Anakin, exactly. Anakin versus Obi-Wan. And it's like, it's two sides trying to kick each other's ass, but it's like, they're best friends. And like, you can see like the anger in Anakin. And then especially as that, they actually have dialogue in between it, as that's just building up this crescendo. And so that's kind of like a combination of the two, I think.
It's almost like you see the progression, and I know it's like a cop-out answer from 1977 to 2019, but you see that progression, where, like you just said, in episode 3, that they kind of still did the breaks to have the dialogue, but it was more of you did get more visual and everything was easier, but then you get the full visual from the new ones. And it's like I said, it's a real easy cop-out answer to talk about the progression. But
I think, I think as we talk about it, I think I would have to say I prefer the original trilogy style, just because, again, the two Vader Luke fights, I would say I prefer that style, I guess, because it does tell a story, and it made, like, when you saw lightsabers come out, you're like, oh man, something big is going down, and I think that kind of lessened over the years as they kind of made it more of like Super Ninja video game kind of moves. Like, while it looked great, I still had a ton of fun with it. I think, lightsaber battles had a little more weight to them when there was more, emotionally at stake, I think.
Yeah.
I did like that about the sequels, how they dialed back away from the prequel style. It wasn't quite so artsy and overdone. It was, like you said, a little slower, and it focused more on the story being told with the combat instead of just sabers flying everywhere. And, hey, here's a robot with 4 arms. Let's give him 4 lightsabers and all that kind of stuff.
Well, now, wait a minute. That's cool. Grievous with the stolen sabers was awesome. I love that part. I mean, episode 3 is my favorite movie, but I particularly like General Grievous. I thought he was awesome, so I like that. So
I do gotta disagree with Chris. The best lightsaber battle was clearly at the end of Rogue One. Always will be. Always will be.
What's
pretty
up,
lopsided
Scott?
battle, but okay.
Yeah, right. All right, my buddy
Doesn't
Scotty.
matter. There was a lightsaber and people died. It was fine.
Look at our buddy Scotty chimes in. He says Vader always looked like he had a stick up his ass in his saber fights. Well, he was burned after death. What do you want? Like, he's basically like stewing in formaldehyde. Like, what do you want him to do? He's not. He can't do.
You had RoboCop a lightsaber. That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah. I mean,
after you rub all that aloe on the burns, it starts to tighten up and everything.
He he was experiencing chafing and infections.
Oh,
and
obviously, yes.
Seepage. I mean, what do you want the guy to do? Like,
Jesus, man.
I am not putting that in there.
No, I think
I am not putting that in there.
Cuz, what you doing, man?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, no, I got to go sequel fights. Best lightsaber effects, period. Lightsabers cast light.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's your one criteria.
Right?
Yeah, and I mean, we're all entitled to opinions. But I mean, John, you've also said many a times how like that throne room scene is like one of the best things that's been in any Star Wars movie. So, like that whole battle is
and Snoke's throwing him the red and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, just the end where Kylo's being held and she throws the saber and he goes over his shoulder right through the guy's face. Even in the theater, I went, "Oh yeah!" Like that was cool. It's and that one did have some of the emotion to it because you're wondering at that point, like you didn't know which way Ben Solo was going to go. So you're like, okay, they're teaming up. Like, is this just out of necessity? Or is he actually like kind of like this? Is this his beginning of the beginning of his turn to the light?
Right.
So I think that it had something hanging over it, and I think I like those fights where there's something extra to it. So I think there are more of those in the earlier films. I think So I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So all right. Well. On that note, why don't we close up shop for another episode? Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We appreciate all you guys being a part of the show in the chat with us and everything. So thanks for sending us your comments and everything like that. We really appreciate it. Hope you guys have an awesome Christmas, New Year, all that kind of stuff, whatever holiday you guys celebrate. Hope it's a great one for all of you guys. Yeah, there you go. Well, you never know. You never know.
Life Day.
So, Life Day. Exactly. Life Day, Festivus, whatever. Don't forget that we are brought to you by Audible. You can go to audibletrial.com/NHC for your 30-day trial and a free audiobook download. You can get customizable Nerfherder console swag at shop.nerfherderconsole.com. Eventually, we will be back on all of the audio platforms as well. I'm actually working on getting us on a whole bunch of other ones. So you can find us, you can look the shows back up. If you didn't catch us live, you can look them up in the audio version. And check us out on Twitter at NHC Podcast. The website is nerfherderconsole.com. And obviously Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. So once again, look at that, Kendall. What's up, man? Real quick, a shout out. What's up, Kendall? Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. So once again, I am your host, JT at Dog Pound Jedi. He is AJ.
At Drake Adams 579.
He is Steve.
At JSteve1005.
And we will catch you next time.
Next year.
Next year. Yeah. Well played.
Yep.